to order for the Bloomington Technology Commission for August 5th, 2020. And we'll do a roll call here. Jennifer Brown, Joel Murphy, Gary Newmeyer, Jacob Elderich, Ravi Duvari, Eric Fisher, and Robert Davis. Eric is not with us, I take it. All right. And we don't know if Jamie's joining us or not at all.
I have not heard.
Okay. Well, we'll roll forward here anyways. Are there any public comments out there?
We have no comments submitted and no one present.
All right. And we'll move on from that. Minutes. We have 3 minutes to review and approve. Anybody have any questions? We can take them all in one vote, I suppose. Seeing no questions, we'll solicit a motion to approve the minutes from February 5th, June 3rd, and July 1st.
Motion to accept.
Motion by Robbie, second.
I second that.
Second by Jacob. All those in favor?
Aye.
Approving them, raise aye. Hands. Opposed?
Sorry, Chairman Murphy, we do need a voice roll call on any votes.
Okay. No problem. Then we'll do voice. Jacob?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
Robert?
Aye.
Robbie?
Aye.
Jennifer?
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on then to our regular agenda, annual work plan. We put this out as far as people and their choices as far as what they wanted to kind of look at. I'm not sure, did anybody have a chance to meet together at this point or not?
No.
Okay.
No, although Robbie and I and some others have a meeting, a Zoom meeting next Wednesday.
Yeah, for the streetlights to kick off the discussion about that.
I had sent a note to Jamie and Craig about the Microsoft renewal, just asking some questions. But I haven't heard anything back on that yet, but that's all that I've taken a step forward on.
All right, well, if you haven't got a lot, Craig, do you know where we're at with the 5G study that the town of Normal and the city of Bloomington are dealing with? Those were due the 31st, correct?
Yes, so that the RFP is closed. We do have all the responses back and are currently in the review stage of those. At this time, I know we're still looking through what that process is going to entail and who's involved. So I don't have any details yet of, if this commission would have any exposure, to this initial round of proposals or not yet.
Okay, just curious. Do we want to take September off as far as meeting as the full group to take some time to do our area studies, or do we want to go ahead and schedule a meeting for September? Throwing it out there.
I don't see any reason why we can't have another meeting on September, unless that creates a bit of work for at least you and Craig.
I'm okay with it. I just didn't know if people needed some time, if they wanted to, take that time instead of meeting as the full group, maybe kind of meeting in the smaller groups at that time. I'm just making this suggestion, that's all. Gary, you're muted. Gary, you're still muted. Can you unmute him, Craig?
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
I have no preference one way or another.
Okay. Can we also note that Mr. Fisher has arrived also, so.
Yep, sorry for the holdup. I'm on the road, but I'm here.
Not a problem at all. Just want to make sure we get it into the minutes that you were here. Okay, well, does anybody have anything else to report or wish to bring up as far as discussion goes?
So I will mention, so of the subgroups, I think I'm going to be fairly involved in every one of those. So certainly reach out to me. Jennifer, I did get your email yesterday. I was out of the office, but I will look through that and let you know when we can schedule a meeting. I will say we just had our first initial discussion with Microsoft on the GCC renewal for our contract coming up. So I do have some information that I can forward to you on that. But we do have another meeting scheduled, I think, on Monday to talk further about that, along with, we are going to be engaging another advisory commission that I use here in information services. That is another third-party contract review advisor to make sure that we are getting what we're paying for and making sure that we're not paying for anything that we don't need to pay for. I will say this particular renewal may be unique because as everybody probably knows, Microsoft loves to change their licensing structure regularly to keep things confusing. And they're doing that again this year, and they're really pushing for the Microsoft 365 licensing, which is a user-based license instead of a device-based license like we are now. So that is a shift, in how we look at things. In the past, it hasn't made fiscal sense to license users. It was not cost effective, of course. And now I think we're getting into the point where we have multiple devices per user, and that dynamic could shift a little bit. So we probably want to analyze that model and see if that makes sense or not.
Okay. That's really good to know, that because that was a question that I had, was whether or not you guys were on device-based or user-based licensing, because that will, obviously, like you're finding out, like that does have a lot of different implications. I mean, some good things because it's a little less cumbersome to count your licenses that way, but you can, just like, Microsoft never loses money in any of those changes, that's for sure. So
yeah, it always works in their favor.
Yeah, exactly. So that is good to know, and I'm happy to help. However, I mean, it sounds like you have quite a few people that are helping you through this, but I do have experience negotiating directly with Microsoft and very familiar with their licensing. So happy to help however you want me to help.
Sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. I want you involved as much as you're willing. And even so much as if you're available during the day for some of these other meetings, I can certainly include you on that invite list. And if you can attend,
Okay.
great. If not, we can talk or fill you in what we've learned afterwards.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, I'll start. Like I said in my email, I'm more familiar with the commercial side of it because of what I do, but I know that there's special licensing terms and special, like, even package offerings that I think they offer to government entities. So I'll try to read up a little bit on that too.
Great. Yeah, no, I'll send you the information that was sent over this afternoon, and that does give you a baseline for the differences between the different GCC platforms and kind of what's included and what's not. So that might give you a good start. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know what all you can share, but if you have like licensing information on like what your entitlements are today, and like what like bundle you have today, like do you guys have like an enterprise agreement? Is that what you have?
Yeah, we've maintained Microsoft Enterprise Agreement for, I don't know, maybe the last 9 or 10 years at this point.
And then do you have so underneath that enterprise agreement, you have an enrollment, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
And then are each of the departments within the city, are they their own like separate kind of like quote unquote entity within your contract? Or is
No.
it all like the city is considered like an entire whole?
Yeah, we just
Okay.
have one entire entity for the city of Bloomington, all managed through
Okay.
IS.
Okay. Because I did see somewhere where like some cities will segment each department. So like public works would be its own, and then, you know, HR would be its own, but okay. All right. Food for thought.
Out of curiosity, is like police and fire included within that, or do they have their own?
They're included in that as well.
Okay.
That include their in-car computers then too, or?
From an OS perspective, yes. You know, they obviously have different licensing for the different software that's on those MDTs, but when it comes to the Microsoft OS licensing, yes, that's included in the EA.
Would that change with the new model of going to the user-based?
Yeah, I don't have all the details yet, but you know, as I understand it so far, is the Microsoft 365 license is very similar to an Office 365 license, but it now includes the OS license, and the Core Cal as part of that package. So that would eliminate the need for a device-based Cal to access any of those resources. It would just kind of be bundled. They like to bundle different licenses together, so it's included in that.
Yeah. Yeah, the M365 license SKU is like what we call a super bundle almost. Like you have your OS, you've got your Office products, you've got some of the security products. Are you guys looking at any of the EMS, the Enterprise Mobility Suite products?
Yeah, we currently use a different product to manage our mobile devices, but we are looking at Intune and seeing what the offerings are there. We don't currently have licensing for all of our users for Microsoft Intune, so we have, I think, 4 or 5 licenses now, enough to test with.
Okay. And EMS is like another one of those like super bundles almost. So that might be, if that's not something you guys are licensed for today, that might be something you might want to look at too, to see what products are included in that EMS bundle as well.
Yeah, we've done some brief looking at that as well. We currently have McAfee as our virus scanning and desktop scanning suite to protect the desktops, and of course that EMS package that you're talking about includes, the Microsoft Defender product and some of their advanced metrics and analytics.
Yeah, advanced threat protection and yeah. Okay. Got it.
Okay. Other than that, I think, the only other meetings that I know of that was mentioned is the smart street lighting coming up. So looking forward to that meeting. Anything else, that we want to schedule, certainly let me know, and we can get that on the books. If we need city resources to set up a Teams meeting or something like that, certainly let me know as well. We can get all that done for you.
Sure. I know for the privacy and data policy stuff, I'm still researching to try to get a better grasp on it. Once I feel personally, when I feel maybe have a better idea of what's at stake, maybe then I would say that we can have a secondary meeting to kind of discuss that. But I will say, if anybody runs into any interesting articles or anything that catches their eye, feel free to forward it on.
Yeah, I can share with you, what I've got, and maybe Ravi, we can have a meeting as well to kind of discuss a little bit more of the scope of what that entails. Is it just citizen-facing privacy data policies? Is it internal privacy and data security? And kind of where we need to go there. And I can get you, any information that I am able to share.
Sounds good.
All right. Anything else on our work plan? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to old business. We have any old business? Any new business?
Well, so I think in the last meeting, wasn't there something in the bylaws that we were checking on? Like I thought we had to go like check with legal or something on the bylaws.
Yeah, which they did and we passed it.
Oh, did we? Okay. Sorry.
No, that's not a problem.
Like I remembered it being a part of a conversation, but I couldn't remember exactly where we landed. But if we're good, then never mind.
Yeah, you had run it past legal one because we made some changes and just to double check with them,
Okay.
but yeah, we passed it.
I think there was mention of seeing about setting up OneDrive access for us to share documents. I don't know if we ever resolved that.
So I did do some work on that and I sent Joel an invite. Joel, did you receive that invite or are able to access that?
And actually, I tried to find it and I did not see it. So either
Okay.
it's buried someplace, if you want to resend it.
Yep, we'll get that set up, and as soon as that's proven, we'll get everybody else invited so everybody can see past minutes and agendas and any kind of meeting documentation, as well as we'll create folders for all these subcommittees that we can store these documents and information that we're collecting.
Cool.
Of course, that is just OneDrive. You know, we stated at the last meeting that Microsoft Teams is not an option at this point due to open meeting requirements.
Okay. Anything else? Except a motion to adjourn then. We got nothing else.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn today's meeting.
I'll second.
Jennifer, second. We need to do a roll call on this or?
Yes, please.
Okay, roll call then. Jacob?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
Robert?
Aye.
Robbie?
Aye.
Jennifer?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Aye, so we're adjourned. Well, thank you all.
Yay.
Right.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
day, everybody.
Till next
Yep.
month, take care, be healthy.
Yep.
Thanks. Bye.